Across the vast savanna, situations sometimes occur that seem unusual to humans, but are part of the harsh reality of life in the wild. That day, what appeared to be soft ground turned into a deadly trap. A large female elephant stepped too deep into a muddy wetland, and the ground began to pull her body down. She became stuck so severely that she could no longer free herself. Beside her remained her calf, which refused to leave its mother's side and waited patiently, hoping she would stand up again. The elephant struggled with all her strength, stretching her trunk toward firmer ground, pushing with her legs, trying to shift her weight. But every movement only dragged her deeper into the mud. The swamp would not release her. Her strength faded, and with every passing minute, hope began to disappear. Sensing there was no other option, the young calf made a desperate decision. It moved away from its mother and set off in search of help, walking farther and farther while repeatedly looking back. That was when danger found it first. Hyenas that had already noticed the lone calf moved in quickly, biting and trying to knock it down, taking advantage of its weakness and lack of protection. Fortunately, a nearby group of elephants heard the calf's distress calls and reacted immediately. They charged toward the scene without hesitation and confronted the hyenas head-on. With powerful strikes of their trunks, they sent the predators flying back. Within minutes, the hyenas retreated with their tails tucked, and the elephants chased them further away to make sure they would not return. The calf, thankfully unharmed, stood up and seemed to signal the elephants to follow. It led them back to the swamp, where its mother still lay trapped in the mud. The elephants tried to help. One locked trunks with her and pulled with all its strength, while others attempted to assist from different angles. But the mud held firm. The herd realized that physical strength alone would not be enough. Another solution was needed. Not far away, a ranger's vehicle was driving along a dirt road. The elephants noticed it and stepped directly into its path. The driver stopped, surprised by their behavior. When he lowered the window, the calf approached the vehicle and stretched out its trunk, as if asking him to follow. The ranger did not immediately understand what was happening, but he decided to drive after the elephants. When he reached the swamp, the situation became clear. The massive elephant was nearly completely swallowed by the mud. Such cases are rare, but extremely dangerous. Realizing he could not help alone, the ranger immediately called for specialized rescue equipment with a crane, providing precise coordinates. Several hours later, the rescue vehicle arrived. The team worked carefully, knowing that any sudden movement could injure the elephant. They managed to slide a strong harness around her body and securely attach it to the crane. The lifting process was slow and controlled, inch by inch. Gradually, the mud began to release its grip. At last, the elephant was freed and placed on solid ground. After the rescue, her body was washed clean of thick mud. She remained lying down, possibly from exhaustion possibly from pain. She was given water, and arrangements were made to transport her to a clinic for further examination. Throughout it all, the other elephants and her calf stayed close, approaching her and standing nearby, offering silent support. At the clinic, veterinarians performed X-ray scans to check for fractures or internal injuries. Fortunately, the images showed no broken bones. The only issue was severe exhaustion. She was given a calming injection and kept overnight with her calf so the team could ensure her condition stabilized. By the next day, the elephant looked significantly better. She was calm, walking on her own and closely watching her calf. With no signs of serious injury, the veterinarians made the decision to release her back into the wild, where she belonged. Mother and calf set off in search of their herd. During a brief rest near a tree, a lion approached, possibly believing the elephant was alone and vulnerable. But the mother reacted instantly. She charged forward, striking the lion with her tusks and lifting him with her trunk. The lion quickly realized that without his pride, he was no match and fled. The journey continued. Before long, the mother and calf reunited with their herd. Together again, they were safe. This story is a reminder of how fragile life in the wild can be, and how cooperation, instinct, and timely help can make the difference between loss and survival, even in a world ruled by strength.